what we are going to do today is all the bits and bobs that were mentioned by Alice last week, and I don't think that we covered these yet. So, for example, some of the Kamai we didn't cover yet for some people who are here. Some of the strikes. So, for example, we didn't cover Kote and Do yet, so I think I would like to do that as well. So I'll explain how to do these things properly, and some of the Suburi that also use those Kamai and those, I'm gonna say those strikes, but they're not really those strikes, those directions, let's put it that way. So I'm gonna cover that today so that when people want to review Alice's video in the next few days or weeks, they don't feel that they are missing out of the, the basic explanation of each of the strikes. So yeah, that's the program today. So right, let's get to it and start with a quick warm-up. Okay, so just rotate the hips. And the other way around. And sideways. Okay, knees. And the other direction. Okay, just stretch your legs like this. And the other side. Okay, sideways. And the other way. Okay, let's go all the way down. And the other side. And in the center, just open the legs as much as you can. So the joints here are warm. Okay. Change. Okay, and now the arms forward. Come back. And just the elbows forward. And back. Shoulders. And the other direction. Okay. And the other side. Right, and turn the neck slowly. And the other side. Okay, and stretch one side. Stretch the other side. Thank you very much. Right, let's just do a quick reho. So from Shizentai, César. Morceau. Morceau Yame. Hey. Okay, so as I was saying, today's program, a bit of a recap of all the things that we didn't cover yet and that were explained into Alice's video last week. So I'm going to start by repeating the things that we already know, and then I'm going to integrate the ones that we don't, okay? So let's just do a quick key run with the things we know, and then as we go, I'm going to integrate more things. I'll put the video a bit lower, because otherwise you guys cannot see the feet and the hands at once. I guess probably better. Yeah. Okay. So first of all, take a stick. Okay. Right. Chudani Kamai. Okay. Mai. Ato. Migi ni irake. Migi ni irake. Idare ni irake. Idare ni irake. Ato. Tsugieshi mai. Tsugieshi mai. Tsugieshi ato. Tsugieshi ato. Just one thing, as I can see, some people do a lot of movements here, so I'm going to just re-show that quickly. So for Tsugiashi, I don't want any extra step. So the only thing you need to do is this or this, and not move and then go, or move and then go. That's an extra step. We don't need that. Just the movement. What you can do, however, is recuperate if you do it bigger. Like, say I'm doing a big one and I recuperate, that's fine. I do a big one and I recuperate, that's fine. But no moving before you go. Okay? So let's do that again a couple of times. Okay? Sugieshi mai. Sugieshi ato. Sugieshi mai. Okay, better. Sugieshi ato. Okay. Ayumiashi mai. Ayumiashi ato. I'm going to recap this as well, because I can see some people are kind of turning the hips while they go. So to avoid turning the hips, I'm just going to show without the naginata, because it doesn't matter. So first of all, to not turn the hips, you need to put only the front of your foot on the floor, not the whole foot. Because if you do put the whole foot, I'm going to show you just the feet, because then you can see better. So if I put just the front, you can see my hips stay the same direction. If I put my foot down, then my hips need to turn as well. Okay, so we don't want that. We just want the front of the foot and then we push. Okay, push. Then the other question is, you don't want to make a big step here, because then again, your hips will turn. So the first step is small, so just beyond my other leg, just beyond, small, large, small, large. And those two things combined will make it easy for you to not turn your hips, okay? So let's try this another time. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, Ayumiyashi ato. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, okay guys, that's much better. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, mochikaite. Okay, just to recap, when we do mochikaite, you always want to go backwards. So there is no going forward. So from here, I'm going to step back with both feet. So if I'm showing you that from the side, it's easier. I'm going back with the back foot, and then both feet are going back, okay? And then both feet are going forward. So I was here, so 1, change the hands, 2. Okay, so if I show you that from the front now, both feet go back, my naginata is vertical, and my hands are together, and 2. All right, let's do that one more time, a couple of times, just mochikai, a couple of times. Make sure both feet are going back, both feet are going forward. Okay, all right. Okay, so with the right foot forward now. Let's do the same thing. Okay, my, ato, idari ni irake, idari ni irake. Guys, take care which foot is moving when you are doing the sideways steps. So if you go to the left, the left leg will move first, okay? And if you go to the right leg will move first. So one more time. Idari ni irake, migi ni irake, migi ni irake, idari ni irake. Okay. Sugiyashi mai, sugiyashi yato, sugiyashi yato, ayumiyashi mai. Don't forget what we just talked about with not turning the hips. Ayumiyashi yato. So small, big, and only put the front of your foot on the floor. One more time. My 1, 2, 3, 4. And ayumiyashi ato. Okay. Mochikaite. Okay. So let's review the kamaes a bit. I'm going to put that up again so you see the top bit. Okay, so let's start with the ones that we already know, that we already explained. So from Chudan, let's take aso. Okay, please check that you have a good aso so that your hand is on your hip here. Yeah, and if you're parallel, it's not good. You want your, so if you have a normal size naginata, I'm gonna take an elbow distance here. You want this part to be in front of your leg, okay? You don't want it to be like this. You're not protecting yourself, and also then you have your hand behind your head, which is not good. So it needs to be a bit sideways. It's all right. So the hand is beside the ear, if you like, and ready to go forward. If you put it like this, then you will have to go around it. Okay. Okay. So Chudan, aso. Okay, Chudan, Gedan. I'm not sure if I explained Gedan or not, so I'm just going to re-explain this. So to do Gedan from Chudan, if I'm showing it from the side, it's easier. So basically, I'm gonna leave my elbow more or less in the same height and just bend my arm. And you can see the grip stays. So I'm just going up. The grip stays, and usually it's going to be more or less horizontal here. I'm saying more or less because to me it looks a bit, it goes a little bit down, but more or less. Okay. When you see from the front, I don't have a real naginata here, but your blade, so the monouchi of your blade, the monouchi again, for if you remind yourself. So if I have the naginata blade, there is a place where there is a little line here. That's the monouchi. Okay. So you want that bit to be in your center, so on the same line as your feet. Okay, so in front of you. So if you are parallel, it's not good. If you are like this, it's not good. You want it to be in front of you to protect yourself. Okay. Okay, let's do Chudan again. And Gedan, hop. Yeah, okay, good. All right, the next one we didn't see was Waki. So I'm going to show you that from the side because then it's easier for me to explain. So I'm in Chudan right now. I'm going to make that a bit shorter, otherwise I'm going to hit something. There you go. Okay, so again, you have the one elbow distance. I'm going to change my hands in the middle. So basically, in terms of what you do with your arm, you are bending the front arm to be like here. The other one slides up. One. Change your hands. Again, when I say change your hands, I mean the backhand is going inside. The backhand is always going inside of the other one. And the reason why is that then you are in the same position as you were before. The position doesn't change. So when you finish, you still have one elbow distance at the end. If you change the distance, you have a problem afterwards with where your hands are. So if you have one elbow distance here, once you change, you will have one elbow distance there as well. Okay, so that's not the important bit. So I'm just changing here, and then basically I'm going to have the back of my naginata, so the blade is now behind me, and the back of my naginata is in front of me, okay? I'll show you that from this side. Now you can see the back of my naginata, so the Ichitsuki, it's in front, it's in my center line, okay? So it's not like parallel to me, it's in front of me, okay? In terms of how my hands are, it's different from Chudan. So to that side, that's my blade, okay? You can see I have one hand distance between my legs and my hands, okay? So it's not glued anymore, it's one hand distance, okay? And you can see that the hand is on top and it's not something like this, okay? So that's one thing that is important, is that you keep the backhand on the top, okay? So it didn't change the grip. Okay. If you have a real naginata and you have a blade, the blade should be horizontal and facing forward. So the part that is cutting is ready to cut forward, okay, to my front, okay? From like this, the cutting bit is that way, okay? So let's do Chudan again. Let's change a couple of times. So Waki, check your grip, check that you have the right distance between your legs and your hands. And again, Chudan. Then because I'm in Chudan now, I'm back in the hip bone. In the hip joint. Okay. And again, Waki. And if I show you that from the side, I have space both sides. Okay. Chudan. Yeah. Waki. Okay, make sure both in Chudan and in Waki that your center is covered, okay, that you're in the front, in front of you. Okay, right. Okay, let's see the next one. And the next one will be Jodan. So I'm going to explain that a bit further away. Yeah, that should do. So what we want to do with Jodan, again, we always change in the center, okay? So that's the same thing. And then we want to go up. And when we go up, if you see, okay, I'm gonna go a bit like on my knees so you can have a look, but you should still have one elbow distance. I just don't have a naginata this long enough, okay? So you still want to make sure that you have the, so if you would have a real naginata, you should have that distance, okay? Here, if I do that, I'm gonna hit something. So what you want to do is make sure that both hands are holding the naginata completely. So if you're like this, that's not good, okay? You don't want to hold it, you want both hands to hold it. And you want more or less 90 degrees. I'm saying more or less because if you do that, it's impossible to have exactly 90 degrees because then you can see I cannot hold it. So 90 degrees and then just go a little bit back so you can hold your naginata here, you see? Yeah. And then if you look at it from the front, so both my elbows are in the same line, and then I'm just gonna move my front elbow slightly out So I don't have to look like this to look forward, okay? Just this one goes out a bit. And I don't know if you can see now, but my front hand is slightly lower than the back hand. So it should not be horizontal, it should be slightly forward, yeah, a little bit, okay? So like this, that's forward for me, so you can see the angle, okay? Okay, I'm gonna go up again and back to Chudan. Let's try that a couple of times and make sure you take the time to correct your own mistakes. So let's go. One. Okay. And back to Chudan. Again, 1 and 2. Okay, I can see some people are kind of stuck like this, you know. That's because of the place where you put your hands. If you feel you're stuck a bit forward, you can slide this hand backwards a little bit. If you slide it backwards, you'll see you'll be able to open more the shoulders. And so it will solve your problem, okay? So it's okay that this hand is going back. Okay, let's try a couple of more times. One. Just do your own rhythm because I don't know how long people take to correct themselves, so I'll just do my thing and you can do yours. Okay. Right, so let's recap. So the new ones we know were Chudan, that we already are familiar with, and Aso, that we already know, okay? So let's go back. Chudan, Gedan, okay, Chudan, Waki. Don't forget to leave space both sides. Chudan, Jordan, okay, Chudan. All right. Okay, so today I'm just going to leave it to that side so that I don't overwhelm you with too much information. We'll do it another side later. Let's do the suburi. So the suburi, they are all the cutting motions, okay? So the ones that we already know are jogeburi and naneburi. So let's start with those. So jogeburi first. I'm just going to recap quickly for people who are just joining us, just in case. So you want to go forward, both hands up. I'm gonna show you the hands first, just in case. So both hands up, and then go all the way down and forward, and walk back with the same foot when you go back. I'm gonna show you the feet now, just in case. I'm gonna show you that from the side, so it's easier to see. So I'm gonna push with the back hand up while I'm going forward. Then both hands go down and forward. And when I cannot go more, I'm walking back with the same foot, and my back leg is bent, the other one is straight, and my hand is a bit outside of my body. So a bit, when I say a bit, I mean about what, 5 to 10 centimeters. If you have a real naginata, you should have one elbow distance here again, okay? Just so you know. Right, let's give it a go. Let's do 10 of this and agilate. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, ho, sich, hach, kyu, chu, kotai, ich, ni, san, shi, go, hok, sich, hach, kyu, iole. And let's go back to the other side. Okay, when you go back to the other side, always go backwards first and then forwards, not the opposite, okay? Okay, so let's do Naname Buri, which we also know. So Naname Buri was, just to recap, we take Aso, check your Aso. On the first step, my back hand comes in the center. So from here it moves to the center. And the other one just follows. And then I'm starting cutting, cut at belly button height, okay? And then both my hands are gonna go back. And you can see when I finish, my hand is in the back of my hip here, okay? And so again, Aso, hand in the center, cut, belly button height, and then pull back with the back hand until you are going diagonally down. If I show you the feet again, just in case. So from Aso, forward on the first step, cut and backwards. So what we want is really forward, backwards, and not round like this. Okay, that's a bad example. You want really the front foot to be forward and then forward, back, okay? Okay, let's do that again. Let's do another 10, 2, and Naname Buri, Hajime. Aso, 1, 2, Aso, 1, 2, Aso, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, just a little thing to change for some people, because I know I don't have a real Naginata, so it sucks because I can't really show, besides there is no space. So what you want to do is making a diagonal, okay? So if you look at the Naginata, it's always on the diagonal line, okay? So it should finish 45 degrees down, okay? It's not an horizontal cut. It's going all the way down. So if you had a Naginata, it would finish maybe, I don't know, I would say 10 centimeters from the floor on the diagonal direction, okay? So bear in mind that you need to cut down, well, I'm gonna say down, but down and forward, okay? And not horizontally, there's something else, okay? So diagonal, all the way diagonal, okay? Okay, so next one. And that's where we come to the ones that we didn't do yet. I'm going to introduce you to Yokoburi, which is the horizontal bit. So how to do Yokoburi? For the feet, it's the same as the previous one, so that's no change. For the hands, I'm going to take Waki first. And then, again, if you had a real Naginata, you should be with 1 elbow distance. I'm not going to do that, otherwise I'm going to hit things. So take a proper Waki, and then on the front, on the first step when you go forward, you need to put your hands here in the middle and start cutting. And as you cut, you step back. And again, the hand is finishing here at the back of my hip, but it's higher than before. So as you go, the hands are going up, and finish goes slightly higher than before, okay? So gradually as you cut, you go higher. And that's quite something to remember when we are going to talk about Do later, because it's completely different. Okay, so and again, Waki, both hands well down. And then again, as you go, up, cut belly button height, and then pull back with the back hand, okay? I'll show you the feet just because. Okay. Waki, forward, up, cut, backwards. Waki, forward, cut, backwards. Okay. Okay, let's give it a go. Don't forget, for people who are usually with me in the dojo, one of the main mistakes, when you take waki, make sure the hand stays on the back hand stays on top, and that it doesn't do that. Otherwise, we are scooping up, and that's not what we are trying to do. Okay, so let's do it. So waki and forward cut and backwards waki. Okay, one cut and back waki. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Okay, check your backhand. Let's go slower and check the backhand, okay? Because I can see a lot of people now are starting to scoop up because they do the strength with that one. When you're in waki, you want the front hand to be doing the strength, okay? So this one now is going to do the strength. So it's doing a motion like this, okay? Up. So you don't want the other one to do anything. So it's important it stays on the top here. So check your waki, that the hand is on the top and the front hand is doing the strength. 1, 2. And the hand is still on top. Because otherwise people are starting to scoop up, okay? So we don't want that. Waki, again, the hand on the top. 1, 2. Yeah, that's better, guys. You can see it's not scooping now. So 1, 2. 1, 2. Okay, let's pass to the next one, which is Nanamebori Shitakara. You can see the name is quite similar to the first one, the one we did just before, you know, that with a diagonal. But Nanamebori Shitakara, it means we are going to go diagonally the opposite way, okay? So that's what it means. So to go diagonally the opposite way, what do we do? We want to go 45 degrees up. So we start in waki. I'm going to show you the hands first, and then I'm going to pass by the rest. So on the first step, again, my hand goes in the center, and I let the other one drop. So if you would have a naginata, when I say drop, I mean you slide it up a little bit so the naginata drops, okay? So from here, first step, I slide to me so that the naginata drops about 10 centimeters from the floor. And then I'm gonna slide this one up. As I'm going forward, I'm gonna move my hand to the diagonal direction, and I'm gonna let the naginata slide in my hand. As I pass in front of me, so as I cut, that's when I want to walk back. Okay? So again, waki. Okay, waki. On the first step, I let it drop. Okay, I'm a bit too close to my sofa, sorry, I'm gonna start again. So I let it drop. And then I slide it up. As I pass in front of me, I'm walking back. Okay? And if you see, you just keep the hand in a natural position so that you keep the grip. Okay, you don't need to do anything else. Okay, I'm going to show you the feet. It's the same, but I'm going to show you anyways. So, start here. So, first step, I'm letting it drop a little. My feet are now, I went forward and my feet are together. Then I start going up with this one. 1, 2. Okay, waki. Show you from here. 1, 2. Okay, let's give it a go. I'm going to make that a bit shorter, otherwise I'm going to hit everything in the place. There you go. Okay, waki. Okay, 1, 2. Yes, waki. 1, 2. Okay. 1, 2. Okay. 1, 2. Okay, guys, have a look at the place where you are cutting, because at the moment I see people who are cutting, like while they are cutting, they are almost hitting the feet, or others are hitting the head. You need to cut in the middle section, okay? So by the time, okay, so you are here. By the time you are passing in front of you, it should be in your middle section, okay? So drop, and then up in the middle section when you pass in front of you. Okay, so take care of the head. One more time. 1, 2. Okay, right, and now let's do the last one, but that you already know because we did it before, and that's furikaishi. So furikaishi, when you do it as a suburi, you want to go backwards and forwards each time. So for the hands, I think you remember that we did that last time. So the blade needs to drop. The blade needs to drop to my back, okay? And at the same time, I'm gonna turn the hip and go up with my front hand. The other one is sliding into the other one. So the other hand is sliding into the other one. So 1. Then I change my hand. My front hand is now going forward. If you have a naginata, stop at 1 elbow distance. Okay. So again, I'm gonna recap. So I'm gonna go back, up, put my hands together, then change the hands, slide until you have 1 elbow distance, and both hands go down, and I walk forward. Okay, I'm gonna show you that here from the side for a sec. So 1, okay, so 1, I'm going back, both my hands are going down, and 2. Okay, so if I'm showing you, I'm going to show you the final position because I think it would be clear. Let me start the other way because then you can see final position. So I'm going back, and then when I go forward, you can see the front leg is bent and the back hand is slightly outside of my body. It's not here, it's out of the body, and the other one is resting against my thigh here. Okay? So if you look at it from the front, it's like this. So what you don't want is to cross your knee and your naginata. You want it to be open, because then you are bending in the same direction as your knee. Because if you try to bend the other way around, you're gonna fuck your knee. Okay, so we don't want that. Let me just show you the feet for a sec. So I'm going back, and then I'm going forward. I'm going back, and then I'm going forward. Okay? Let's give that a go. Okay, so 1, and change, and both hands down, and 2. Okay, and again, 1, and 2. 1, and 2. Okay, let's just watch one little thing because I think that's important. What you don't want to do is for the front hands to kind of go anywhere. So the front hand should go straight to the top of your head. At the moment, what I'm going to try to make it what I'm seeing. I can see some people are doing going around like this. You don't want to go around anything. You want to do the most efficient. So from here, straight up. The front hand goes straight up. Okay, let's have a go. Okay, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2. Okay, one more thing. I'm looking at the way that we are doing, that we are going down. And when I say down, it should not be really going down. Once we are here, oh, wait a second. So I'm gonna try to make it like this, so you have, as if it was a normal size. So you would go forward until you have one elbow distance here. Of course, it's not, things are happening at the same time, but if you have to decompose it, then both hands need to go forward and down, okay? Forward. Okay? And not just go down like this. I'm exaggerating, okay? Not down, but forward and down. Okay, so make it big. Try to reach far. Okay, let's have a go at that. So one, change your hand, and then forward. Okay, yes. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Okay, I'm gonna leave it to that because I think that's the kind of thing that people just need to practice a bit because it's too complicated to get it right from the first start. So leaving it to that, I'm gonna do all the strikes we did before, but not all of them, most of them. We're not gonna do the small ones. We're only gonna do the big ones, and I'm gonna insert the ones that we didn't do yet. So just to recap, we're gonna do big man first. So first step, do not overstretch. Keep your front hand closed. Second step, down and forward, and move both feet forward. Okay, Chudan, okay, 1, 2, Chudan, 1, 2, Chudan. Just keep going. I'm just going to open the window for a sec. Okay, don't forget to move both feet. I'm going to show that again because I think that's an important bit. So first step is small. Okay, let me start more here, otherwise I'm going to hit something. First step is small. Second step, while we go down, I'm going to push on the front foot now, and both feet are moving forward. And then I'm again in the Shudan position. Okay, so both feet move forward. Okay, once more. 1 and 2. Okay, don't forget to finish in the center of your body. You should not be here or here, okay? It should be in the middle there. And low. So when I say low, don't overstretch, of course, but not holding it like this, okay? One more time. 1, 2. Okay, one more time. 1, 2. Okay, just one more detail, and then we do something else. On the first step, I want to be facing forward, okay? If you are facing the other direction, it's because you are going too far out. Your hips should be facing forward on the first step, and then it should be again sideways on the second step, okay? Okay, so 1 and 2. Yeah, that's better, guys. Okay, let's do the same with Sune. So we're gonna go up, and then the front hand stays in the center, and the other one kind of deviate a little bit so that you can do Sune. Okay? If you see the final position for Sune, my hand is in the middle, as low as possible that I can still be with my Naginata against my elbow. front leg is bent and the hands are as apart as I can be, okay? If you look at the knees, you want to bend your knee in the same direction as your knee. So if you are like this and you bend it, you're going to ruin your knee, so don't do that. Put your foot well to the front so that you can bend your knee in the same direction, okay? Okay, and then Chudan, shut up. Okay, let's do a few of those. One, front hand stays in the center. Two, move both feet and back. One, two. Don't forget to finish in the center. So if you're doing this, it's probably because you're holding it with the wrong hand. Okay? So you need to hold it with the back hand so that the other one can slide a little bit. Okay? So again, back hand is holding it. Now the back hand is still doing the strength, stays in the middle, and the other one can slide a little bit. So it should, your back hand should finish in the center, so in your center line here. Okay? One more. Okay. One and two. Yeah, that's better, guys. Okay, let's do the one that we didn't do from the Furiage ones. So Furiage is the big ones, okay? We are gonna do kote. So kote, it's a strike here at the wrist, okay? So what you want to do is with the hands, we're gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna show you the hands first. So again, you push with the back hand first, and then while you go down, you're gonna cut until you reach kote side. So a little bit lower than your kote with your naginata. And my hand here is in the middle, okay? But a little bit more than the horizontal, okay? The feet now, that's a little bit different because kote is closer. Actually, I'm gonna show you the hands first from the side. So from here, one, and then go down and kote. Okay, so the hands is quite straightforward. Now we want to look at the feet because the feet I think is quite different from what we were doing before. You know, when we do a regular furiage, we usually go past the front foot and then we go forward. We don't want to do that because kote it's much closer. The kote is closer than the men. Okay, it's about 30 centimeters closer. Okay, in terms of distance. So what we do with the feet is that we just turn the hip. Okay, so both feet are forward, but I'm just gonna put it closer. So to me, it's a bit my back. The back of my foot and the front of my other foot are aligned here, okay? And then I'm pressing on the back foot forward. Okay, so one more time. So I'm in Chudan, one, and then I'm pressing, two. So on the first step, I'm still forward, and then on the second step, I'm still sideways, but I do like a half step. Okay, let's give that a go. So, one half step, and kote. Okay, and back. One half step, and kote. And on this one, so I'm not completely in the center. My hand is a little bit, well, it's more or less where it was when it was in the Chudan position. Okay. So now it's a little bit behind. So it's not here. It's a little bit behind. Okay. So one more time. One and two. And Chudan. One. Okay. Chudan. Okay. Chudan. Okay, I think that's quite straightforward. So I'm going to pass at the next one. Let's start with the asso ones that we did before. So again, asso, and we're going to do men strike. So men, when you finish the men strike, okay, if I had a Now Naginata, I would have one elbow distance here. I have one elbow distance in the asso, and when I finish, I also have one elbow distance here, so I didn't change it. My hands are finishing like this. Okay. This hand is in the center. Okay. For the feet, asso. I don't change anything before I'm in asso. Okay. And now I'm pushing on the front foot and bend. And so both feet are moving. I'm going to show you that from the side. Okay, so asso. And then push on the front foot and both feet are forward. Okay, both feet forward. Okay, let's have a go. Asso. Then Chudan. Sugesheto. Asso. Then Chudan. Sugesheto. Asso. Then Chudan. Sugesheto. Asso. Then Chudan. Sugesheto. Okay, just one thing. If it comes from the side like this, it's because you are doing the strength with the front hand. You don't want to do that, but then it kind of goes sideways. You want to go straight from the asso, straight into the men. So no going around things. Just the straightest position is always the better. So from here, remember that it's the lower hand that is doing the strength. So the lower hand is going to do a motion like this. Up, up, okay. So the lower hand is doing the strength, and the other one just points at that direction. Okay. So as straight as possible. And here, just straight here, straight. Yeah. Okay. Again, also and straight. Also remember, if I'm in asso, another thing that happens beside going sideways is when people put their elbow first. You don't want that. The elbow stays behind the hand, like this, you know. So it's as if you were just pointing to the direction and just extending your arm. You never want to have your elbow doing something like this. Okay. So all the way straight. One more time. So asso. Straight, hum. Don't forget to move both feet. Asso and straight. Okay, Chudan. Asso, straight, hum. Chudan, okay, let's do the same with Sunai. Asso, Sunai. Look at where your hands are finishing. So this hand it's in the middle, and it's as low as possible that it's still that my naginata is still touching my forearm. Okay, so that should be in the center here, not there, not there. That means that you are holding it with the wrong hand. Okay, so hold it with this one. One more time. Hold it with the lower one, and snap. Don't forget to move both feet. Chudan, Sugesheto. So, hold it with the lower one. Snap. Move both feet. Okay. Chudan, Sugesheto. So, snap. Chudan, Sugesheto. And okay, I think that's going much better now. So I'm going to leave that to that, and I'm going to add the last that we know, and then I'm going to do do. Okay, so the last that we know was Furikai Shimen. So the difference when you are doing the Furikai Shi, when you are doing Suburi, so the cutting motions, and when you're doing datotsu, so the striking motion, is that in one you go backwards and forwards, so in the suburi motion. In the striking motion, you want to go forward twice. So how does that work? So I'm going to show you the feet because that's the main difference. So what we were doing before in the suburi, we were going backwards and then furikashi. You know? That's what we were doing for the suburi motion. Now what we want to do for the striking motion is that on the first step, I leave the feet where they are, but I just rotate the hips forward. You can see. And then on the second step, I'm pushing on the front leg and I'm doing what looks like a big man, basically. Okay, so for the hands, it's still the same. So on the first step, I leave my feet where they are, just rotate the hips, and then I'm going down with the front hand. I both down and forward and man cut. So I'm finishing the same as the man here, you know, the big man. Okay, so let's give it a go. Okay, so one, leave your feet where they are, change your hands, and then down and forward. And then move both feet forward. Okay, Chidan, Suge Shato. First step, leave your feet, change your hands, down and forward, move both feet. Look where the backhand is. It needs to be in the middle there, okay? So if this one is in the middle, means the other one needs to slide a little bit, that's okay. If you're holding it with this hand, you cannot slide it. So you need to hold it with this hand so you can finish in the right position here. Okay, one more time. Okay. 1 and 2 and back. 1, 2 and back. Don't forget to move both feet forward. When I mean move both feet, I'm gonna re-explain because I think that was maybe not that clear. I'm gonna start on this side so you can see. So first step, I'm just turning the hips, okay? And then I'm pushing on the front foot, and then both feet are moving. Okay? I'm gonna show you a wrong version just so you can see the difference. I'm gonna get rid of that because it's too close to the wall. So on the first step, both feet are going forward, and then some people just do this, and they forget to move this one. So both feet need to go forward. Whatever you do in Naginata, both feet are moving anyways. Okay. Let's do the same thing with Sune. So 1 and Sune. And Shudan, Suge Shato. 1 and Sune. Shudan, Suge Shato. 1, Sune. Shudan, Suge Shato. 1, 2, Shudan, Suge Shato. 1, 2, Shudan, 1. Okay, just one little thing. I can see some people are shifting their weight back and forth. So if I show you that from the side, some people when they changed on the first step, instead of just changing and staying where they are, what happens is they are going back and then forward. You don't want to shift the weight to the back foot. You want to leave it on the front foot, okay? So if I'm like here, when I do this, all my weight is on my front foot, okay? Most of it, I'm going to say not all because it's impossible, but most of it is on my front foot. And then it stays on the front foot and I push on the front foot, okay? If you shift your weight, you will have that kind of going back and forward. You don't want that, okay? So just leave the weight on the front.
Where does the backhand end?
When we finish. Okay.
Yes, does it finish in the middle or?
Yes, in the middle,
Yeah.
So for Sune, it's as low as you can and the hand is in the center.
But it's centered, and the men also in the center.
Yes.
Yes, okay. Just wanted to be
The only exceptions are côté and dos, where the hand is finishing more or less where you started with the chudan. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Now, last strike for the day. We're gonna do do. So how does it work? I'm gonna go for waki first. So if I'm showing that again from the sides, you know, I have space on both sides. And my naginata should be in front of me, so not parallel to me, but a little bit in. If you have a real naginata, make sure your blade is horizontal, facing forward. Okay. The hand is on the top, not here, so that we don't scoop. So the hands on the top and not like this, but like this. Yeah. Okay. And then from here, I'm just gonna go forward, and I'm with the front hand. So the one that is holding in the front. The one that is holding in the front does this. Okay. And I'm just gonna walk forward. So with the feet, I'm just gonna show you the feet first because I think it's easier. So I'm walking, and just the feet just go forward. So it's just one straight line. So straight line, straight, and recuperate. Okay, so 1, 2. Basically, all forward, don't forget to move both feet. Okay, that being said, now let's have a look at the hands, because it's different from the suguri. Now we don't go up with both hands. We leave the one that is in front down, and we go like this. So if you look at it from the side, I'm going to show you like this. Now the hand is in, I would say almost in the center. So it's a little bit back, but almost in the center. And low, okay? It's not up. Because if you go both up with both your hands, then you don't have any control of the height. You want this one to be low and locked in place, and this one to be able to slide to change the height, okay? Otherwise, you will always end up in a place where it doesn't work, or it will be by chance that it reaches the bobo. So the one that is in the back, we want to be like forward and down, and the one that is in the front can adjust the height a little bit. Okay, so from here, forward. Okay, that's where I am. So it's a little bit backwards from the center, but not exactly middle, a little bit backwards. Okay. Okay, let's have a go. Try not to go around. Try to make the step forward. Okay. Let's have a go. Waki, and now forward. Huh. Okay. Waki, and now forward. Waki. Okay, another couple of those. No. Okay, last one for today. And go. Okay, now then. Okay. Let's get rid of our naginata stick or whatever we have. Okay, César. Mokso. Mokso yame. Hey. Thank you for the session, guys. I think that went quite well. If you have any questions, please let me know. Feel free to ask if there was anything that you feel was unclear during the session. No? Okay then.
This is the best of all week.
Good. Okay. Perfect.
That's the best pick of the week now.
Well, if in the meantime you have any other questions, just don't feel shy and just drop me something on Facebook or on my phone or email or whatever channel you want. Okay. Well, in the meantime, stay safe, guys, and see you all next week.
See you.
See you next week.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you. Bye.